What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Disgraced former Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans has just released another clip on her website. She's so funny to me because she's got this website. What is it called? It is called Jenelle-Evans.com, and she's really trying hard to make it look like it's something that she just owns but doesn't write for and produce content for. Meanwhile, it's always coming up with all these exclusive things that Jenelle Evans would have, right, to release. And I just find it so hilarious. Like, girl, just admit this is you, okay? So she's got this written as JE staff. It's not Jenelle writing herself, even though we know good and damn well it is. But anyway, she wrote this story about how she's got this audio of her mother, Barbara, being a toxic parent. And let's just say, as usual, it's a self-drag. And we'll get into why that is a little bit later. So she posts this photo of the two of them, and it says, as is the title, exclusive, source share shocking audio of Barbara Evans's Jenelle Eason opens up about toxic parent. See, the illiteracy in this title tells you already that it is either Jenelle who wrote this, or perhaps she's on good terms with Farrah Abraham now and had Farrah write it, because there's no way that someone who is an actual writer with a certain level of literacy and education would use this as a title, because it is just so grammatically incorrect. But I digress. So this is a photo that she posted of herself and her mother, Barbara. And in the article, she says, Jenelle Eason is known for being on MTV's Teen Mom 2, but since 2019, she's been living life as a social media influencer on popular apps such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. During her time on the show, Jenelle Eason had a very rocky relationship with her mother, Barbara Evans, who she shared custody with for years. Again, this is just so terribly written that you know that this is not someone with, like, you know, a journalism or communications or an English education. And I mean English is in like an English degree or whatever, not being taught school in the English language. And again, what is she talking about? She and Barbara have shared custody of Jace for years. They haven't. Barbara has had custody of Jace, and Jenelle has shirked off responsibility for years. She finally got a little bit of custody for a couple months. Then what happened? The child ran away 3 times, and she was stripped of custody again. Paragraph 2. Recently, in the past few months, Barbara Evans has been shared personal false allegations about Jenelle Eason's son to the media, which caused CPS to open an investigation against Jenelle Eason. Eason's son is in the care of CPS at the moment. And it's so funny to me because she denied this. She and David went on Instagram and said that everything that the blogs and TMZ were reporting were false. They didn't lose custody of any kids. Meanwhile, now on her blog, what is Jenelle saying? She lost custody of this child. And instead of accepting that it's because of her swamp dwelling, unemployed, crusty, dusty husband allegedly strangling and, you know, putting the paws on Jace, she's saying that it's because Barbara shared some info to the media and that caused CPS. You really think that this overwhelmed ass system is going to open an investigation into you because Barbara said that Jace was running away from your house for, you know, because you took him off medication? Like, be so effing for real. Like, it's insane to me. But anyway, we must continue to suffer through this article. Jenelle Eason shares exclusively her concerns she has about Barbara Evans' shocking verbal abusive behavior in Eason's own past. Jenelle, like, you don't have anything to do all day. Like, you know, if you really want to run this blog and whatnot, please, at the very least, consider taking English lessons online, because every single sentence you put out there is just so incoherent and grammatically incorrect. What is this supposed to mean? Anyway, here's the quote. I have always been concerned for the environment of my son when he's not in my care. What? Jenelle, you're not concerned about the environment of your son because guess what? You are still married to someone that has caused you to lose custody of your children twice now. Once back in 2019, 20, I want to say, and now here in 2023. So don't do that, please. And we already know that you yourself have been investigated as well for all of your children allegedly being born with drugs in their system. So we're not going to sit here and pretend that you're some great parent. Absolutely not. And then don't forget, we also heard that you used to leave Jace on the porch at the crack house used to frequent, allegedly. I know or should I say the trap house, back when you were, you know, balls deep in your addiction. I know the childhood I grew up in, and it wasn't calm or quiet. My mother's behavior never seemed to change from the way she treated me and my siblings growing up. Constant screaming, yelling, and cussing at us kids. Wow, it sounds kind of like the way your children are being raised. One time, my mom had a mental breakdown and threatened to drive her car off a cliff because she couldn't handle us kids anymore, is one example of some things I had heard growing up. My mother's behavior caused extreme anxiety for myself and my siblings. Now that I am older, I have a lot to share about the way I grew up, but that would take days. I just know I'm breaking my family's curse. Okay, girl. By giving my children the love. Is the love in the room with us now, Jenelle? Nurturing. This is audacious. They need to grow up to be loving and empathic people. That's exactly why I lost custody of them multiple times. And that's why I married someone who's not even allowed to have contact with one of his kids. And look at the other kid that he almost lost custody of. She is just, look at how tense she is around him. This is the love and nurturing that I've chosen to give my children. This girl, actually, what happened the last time that my husband had us lose custody of her kids? This brave girl, Marissa, testified that he was a literal monster that she was terrified of, who allegedly abused her and the other children. Like, what? Close sources to Jenelle Evans share a voicemail Barbara Evans left Eason in April 2022. The source claims, and I quote, "This is exactly the type of parental abuse Jenelle has went through, and no one has a clue about it." Okay, well, this obviously is Jenelle herself pulling something out of her files. If you guys follow her on TikTok, then you know that she had already posted a TikTok video a little while ago showing all of the folders that she had on her computer. And so I think that she pulled this out of one of her little folders and decided to use it to smear Barbara's name in public because she feels as though David allegedly abusing Jace is Barbara's fault, right? Jenelle has so many videos and screenshots she hasn't shared to the public, but has shown me. You really think, anyway, like the way that we're supposed to believe that this is not Jenelle writing is so funny to me. When this evidence is presented in court, I hope Barbara is ready. That's all I got to say. So now this is supposed to be end quote. So this is what? I'm just so confused. Anyway, so here's the audio that is an exclusive voicemail obtained by a source close to Jenelle Evans, aka Jenelle, from her her TikTok folder. Anyway, let's take a listen to it and you'll see why it's just absolutely ridiculous.
You know, Jenelle, you're such a piece of shit of a mother. You could not even wait. You knew I was coming to get those kids their Easter things I got them. How ungrateful are you? You put yourself in front of your kids all the time. Now they got to wait a whole week to get them. How dare you do this? Well, this is going to show up in court. You wait and see, because I'll tell them what kind of mother you really are. Yeah. Bye.
So that's the voicemail. That is the smoking gun that Barbara called her up to curse her out for being petty when Barbara wanted to deliver some Easter gifts to the children. Jenelle, I guess she was having some kind of a fit, and she decided that she, instead of allowing her kids to accept these gifts, she would keep Barbara away, and obviously that pissed Barbara off. Where is the parental abuse here? Where is the toxic parenting, in my opinion? In my opinion, it just sounds like, yet again, Jenelle is playing games with her mom, and her mom is sick and tired of it. I'm sorry, but if I were having to spend my golden years raising my kid's child and my kid acted like this all the damn time, I would be cursing up a damn storm too. Okay. Like, I feel like Barbara has a very short fuse and she's always on edge. And it's like, well, look at her life. Look at what she unfortunately has to live like right now due to the unfortunate circumstances, which is that her daughter is Jenelle Evans, and Jenelle Evans is not responsible enough to raise her own child. And that's why Barbara's doing it. And she has been doing it for 14 years now. You know, instead of going on a cruise, hitting the bingo halls, you know, doing all sorts of great things that, you know, older, you know, or people of a particular age look forward to doing once they're done raising their own damn kids. Like, I don't see the smoking gun. And again, just by looking at how poorly written that article was, right on up to the title, Guys, please don't fall for the okie dokie. It very obviously is Jenelle Evans writing on her own little blog about this story. And she's just trying any and everything she can to make Barbara look bad. But at the end of the day, the facts still remain, which is this. Jenelle Evans lost custody of Jace for the second time now. And her husband has been criminally charged with allegedly abusing him. That's the only thing that matters here right now. And she's not going to distract us from that as hard as she tries. Every single time this girl hits the internet, she's trying to deflect to her mother. And not only that, she deflects using her son as a scapegoat as well, saying that she and David are actually being protected against Jace and his mental health and whatnot. That she goes online to praise David as he awaits his court date for allegedly abusing her child. No, Jenelle, you're not going to turn us against Barbara ever, ever, ever. That voicemail, I think she was well within her rights to send it to you because, you know, in my opinion, everything she said was true. 1000% true about you. And, you know, as I've always said, Lord have mercy, looking at this girl and her dynamic with her mom is perfect birth control. I don't know how Barbara survives having a child that turned out like this. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.